Okay, if you've never done academic research before, the whole process is kind of like playing detective. You start by reading one article on your topic. Then you find a sentence that makes you go, wait, that's really interesting. So you flip all the way down to the bibliography to see who they cited. And then you chase those articles down and the ones they cited. And you keep going until it's time for bed or you're over it. So when I started researching Singapore math for my book and my dissertation, I thought I would discover a gold mine of academic research from Singapore. But I got really frustrated because I've read every single piece of academic writing on Singapore math that's been published in the US, and none of them cited any research from Singapore. They do reference official statements and documents from Singapore's Ministry of Education, but not a single academic source or study produced in Singapore. There's obviously nothing wrong with referencing the Ministry of Education's policy documents, but you're telling me that a country that has ranked #1 in math for decades hasn't published any research worth citing? I don't think so, buddy. So I did my own digging. I started tracking down sources straight from Singapore, papers, articles, and books, you name it. And today I'm going to share some of my favorite ones with you, because if we really want to understand how Singapore thinks about math, or what Singapore's math curriculum really is, we have to hear it from Singapore. If you're interested in checking any of these out, they are linked in the description below. I really enjoyed this book. Dr. Ng is a professor at the National Institute of Education in Singapore, and this book is about the transformation of Singapore's education system in recent decades. Even though Dr. Ng is an academic, the writing is super accessible. He even sprinkles in his personal anecdotes as an educator for a personal touch. What I like most about this book is that it doesn't just celebrate Singapore's success. It also talks about the real tensions and challenges Singapore has faced in shaping its education system. Do pick up this book if you want to learn a little bit more about Singapore's education system. If you're looking for a resource to help you implement bar modeling, this book is a great start. It is a publication by Singapore's Ministry of Education, and one of the main authors is Dr. Koh Teck Hong, who is the founding father of bar modeling. It is clear, practical, and full of examples for a variety of topics and for different types of problems. This book has really helped me consolidate my own knowledge on bar modeling. The only thing about this book is that it's a little pricey. If you want to buy it brand new, it's going to cost you around $35. And on Amazon Prime, it's $55. I'm Singaporean, and there's nothing I love more than a good deal. So I'll do you a solid and drop some links in the description if you want to get a secondhand copy for less than half the price. Okay, this one is not for the faint of heart. It's very academic and it's about 500 pages long. However, it has pretty much everything you would ever want to know about Singapore's math education. The book discusses the structure of Singapore's math education system, teaching and learning practices, and teacher education. If you're comfortable with academic reading, I would highly recommend chapters 2, 3, and 4, which cover an overview of the math education system in Singapore, the intended curriculum, as well as the implemented curriculum. This one is not from Singapore, but it's also important. This report doesn't really help us understand Singapore's math education much. But if you're curious about how Singapore's approach is perceived and analyzed in the US, it gives an interesting perspective. It is a 200-page report by the American Institutes for Research, and it compares the US and Singapore's math education system in 4 areas: curriculum framework, textbooks, assessments, and teacher training. Now, nobody has time to read all 200 pages. I barely made it through. So I would only recommend skimming through the executive summary and the table of contents, then jumping to any sections that catch your eye. These are my top 4 resources for researching Singapore math. They've really helped me understand Singapore math in a much more nuanced and comprehensive way. If you've read any of them or want my full reading list, drop a comment below. I will be sharing Singapore math resources for homeschoolers and teachers in the future as well. So don't miss out and hit that subscribe button.